focus on all the different needs. And I think overall that like helped the group as a whole and helped the dynamics. And it was sweet that even when we were putting our foot down a little bit harder and having to like give warnings to some of the girls, like that didn't turn them against us. It's almost like they came more towards us. Like there was definitely like a trust on their part as well for us, and that was just really sweet to see, like how they felt really
I think one thing that was really cool to witness, and you mentioned it earlier, is there was some relational difficulties between the girls within the group, and as other girls became more vulnerable and were sharing things, the amount of empathy and sympathy and just the relationships grew closer, and some of those things that were happening before they all kind of started sharing, I mean, they were still there, but they were less and less, and there was definitely more of a connection and closeness, just like a heart closeness between the girls, and to see that play out was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. That was really neat.
Yeah, I mean, what I remember is you guys sharing how it really was becoming difficult, and I think that week I had shared with the Jubilee prayer ministry about that specific situation, and so they committed to praying.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was that next week that all the girls started sharing their heart, and it just seemed like such a direct answer to prayer. And
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One thing on that, when it was getting really difficult, like I would have like temptations like, oh, I do not want to go tonight, but I'm like, no, I have to go, because there's like no way one leader can do that. And that night that they all opened up, I had kind of like, like I was like feeling this tension of I really don't want to go, and just like I went, and I was like, wow, if I had chose not to go, like I just wouldn't have been a part of this, and I wouldn't have seen God work in the way that he had. And just over and over again, I just saw, like, even if I didn't want to get out, or sometimes I just could not get out of the car to go into the church building. Like Lily witnessed that, and it was just like, but I would force myself out of the car, and right when I got downstairs, it was like, okay, I can do this. And it was really encouraging and sweet, even on the days where I still felt exhausted. And so that's testimony of God's grace, and like he gives us grace for each minute, and we don't have the grace that we need to go through the situations that he puts us in, but when he calls us to them, he gives us everything we need. And I think I personally experienced that just this past year. So
that's great. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for sharing. Amy, since you shared a bit, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Sorry, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I've been kind of in a place of just like kind of being frozen in time, trying to cope with everything. So I haven't had reached out to many of my girls as much as I wish to. And I think I'm starting to come to a point where I emotionally am at a place where I could start reaching out. So I am planning on writing some letters and trying to reach out, not expecting really anything back, but I feel like,
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, to both you, Amy, and Janie, thank you guys for persevering in a hard circumstance. It's really commendable. You guys kept loving those girls and teamed up the way you did. That was really sweet to see. Sarah St. John, would you like to share?
Hi. I wrote some letters to my girls yesterday. I have not mailed them yet. They have stamps on them though. But it was really cute because I was sending letters to JoJo and Samara, and then James spent like an hour drawing a picture for Adinio, which is like the greatest thing ever. So that's really cute. So I just love